How do you know if someone has read your email or not? You could just wait for a reply, but not everybody will reply to your email even if it's good, and especially if it's a sales email. So in this video, I will show you two different methods that you can use to know if your email has been read or not. Let's get started. The first method is actually to enable read receipt requests in your email sending provider, such as Gmail or Outlook. Let's see how to do it in Outlook. So in Outlook, if you're composing a new email, to enable read receipts, you need to click into more options here, more options, and click request a read receipt. How read receipts work is that the recipient will be asked if they want to send you the fact that they've read your email. So you can see very quickly that it's not very accurate, because if the recipient doesn't want you to know that if they've read your email, then they will just refuse to send you the receipt, and you will never know if they read your email. And it's even worse than not knowing, because they can actually read your email and you will never know about it. So on top of not knowing for some of them, you will have inaccurate results for the rest of them. The second method you can use is actually to use the built-in email open tracking in the tool you're using to send emails. So if you're using a tool such as HubSpot, Lamlist, Outreach, Instantly to send your emails, then usually they have some kind of email open tracking feature that you can enable or is enabled by default, that will tell you if your email has been opened or not. So for example, here on Instantly, when I'm configuring a cold email campaign, I can enable email open tracking here by clicking enable, and this will track the openings of the emails in my campaign. How email tracking works in those tools is that they will include a little picture that is invisible to you or the recipient, because it's sized like 0 pixel inside the email you're sending. So it's completely invisible to you and the recipient, but when the email gets loaded in the email inbox software the recipient is using, then that picture is loaded and it creates a request to load that picture, and by that request the email sending tool can actually know, okay, this email has been loaded because this unique picture that have been inserted have been loaded. But if you know a bit about tech, then you will quickly figure out that this method has some issues. The first issue is that what's loading the email initially is not necessarily a human reading the email. It can be a robot just scanning the email for security reasons, for example, looking for malwares or whatever, and it will read and scan your email, and it will trigger the picture loading to make sure that the content is okay, and this will trigger an email opening in your sending tool, even though nobody actually read your email and it's just a robot, a security robot. That's what's happening, for example, on Apple inboxes, and that will have 100% happenings on those inboxes because all tracking pixels are loaded, even if the actual human recipient didn't read your email. The second issue is actually the opposite. Some inbox software can actually block those tracking pixels for privacy reasons, for example, and prevents the loading of those invisible pictures. That way, people can actually read your email and you will never know about it. The third issue with that method is actually that it's not really tracking what we want to track. What we want to know as a salesperson or marketer is to know if a human actually took some time to read the email we sent. But through that picture loading method, then we can only know if the email has been opened, and if someone is just scanning through the email and click to instantly delete the email without reading it, then it will trigger an opening, but actually the person didn't read the actual email content, not even the first line. And so this will lead to inaccurate result on our hand, because we'll base our analysis on something that's wrong. All of those reasons are why I actually don't recommend to enable open rate tracking when doing cold email campaigns, because open rates won't tell you much information that is actionable for you to do better cold emails or get more sales. All you will learn can actually be learned through other more accurate metrics, such as the reply rate or the positive reply rate, which is what you should care about more than open rate, which can be categorized as a vanity metric more than anything else. In fact, on top of not being very useful, it can actually be detrimental to your cold emails campaigns by impacting negatively your email deliverability, because you're more likely to be considered as spam or as a marketing email that will land like in the promotion folder rather than the primary inbox, by including those tracking pixels that are more often associated with salesy marketing emails and not personal emails, which is usually what you want to be as close as possible when doing cold emails. So that's it for today. I hope you have now a better understanding of how email open rate tracking works, and I see you in the next video.